Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I just want to start off by saying sorry if you guys can hear like lawnmowers or birds or whatever outside. I have my window open to let some airflow come through because otherwise it gets really hot and stuffy because I'm like upstairs. So as you guys can see by the title of this video, I am going to talk you guys through how to start a YouTube channel and just kind of what I've learned doing YouTube for as long as I have. I think I've almost been doing YouTube for 6 or 7 years at this point, and I know that a couple of you guys have requested that I do this video, so I am sorry that it has taken me so long to do it. So yeah, hopefully it will be helpful if you are wanting to start a YouTube channel, or you've thought about starting a YouTube channel but you haven't, or if you've just started your YouTube channel, then hopefully you'll be able to take something away from this video. So I've split this video into different sections. So I've got 4 sections that I am going to talk you through. I've written them all down in my little YouTube book, so if I'm looking down and not specifically looking at the camera, then that is why. I've split them into ideas, equipment, software, and then just general tips. Without further ado, let's jump into this video. So obviously the first thing when you are wanting to start a YouTube channel is concepts. What are you going to film? What do you want to film? What ideas have you got? That kind of starts your whole channel. I mean, there are a few ways you can go about getting ideas. The first one is to go with what's trending, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I know there was like that responding to your assumptions about me, obviously like the boyfriend tag. I don't even know what's trending, I don't really keep up. You can do videos that you enjoy. I tend to follow this more, I think, than what's trending, because obviously if you enjoy making the videos that you make, then other people are gonna enjoy them too, because you're being genuine. You're not just trying so hard to like get famous, if you know what I mean. Or you can also go with what your subscribers want to see. Those are kind of like your 3 main ways you can get ideas. Obviously you can go with what inspires you as well, which is kind of what I do. Like if I'm scrolling through someone's YouTube channel and I see a video idea that I like, I make a note of it and then try and make that concept my own. Some videos I do that are trendy, and other videos I just make because I genuinely enjoy them. Out of all the years that I have been doing YouTube, I have never, and I mean never once, run out of ideas, which I feel like is really good. I feel like a lot of creators kind of get into blocks when they've been doing it for a while and not really too sure what to film. People always ask me like, how do you have so many ideas? Like, how do you know what to film? And I just film what I want to film. Obviously I've got like certain series on my channel that I do, like my empties, my current favorites, my wedding series, Christmas, like hauls, thrifting. Like I've got certain categories of things that I tend to do that like kind of loop, but then I also will throw in new ideas and see how they do, and then obviously people will suggest videos to me and then I'll try and make them, because obviously if your subscribers want to see them, then if you upload that video you're going to get more views on them. Yeah, I mean, you've got so much creative license. I wouldn't say to just go with what's trending, because I feel like that could get very exhausting, but yeah, definitely take inspiration from other people as well. Just don't copy, don't just flat out copy someone else's video, like try and make it your own. So I guess then we will go into the second point, which is equipment. So obviously you want to figure out whether you want to film on a camera, whether you want to film on a phone, whether you're gonna need tripods. So we'll talk about that first before we go into the whole lighting aspect. So personally with me, I know that I wanted to film on a camera, so I started off doing my sit down videos on my Nikon camera. I think it's the D series. I think it's the like 330 or 3300 or something. I cannot quite remember, but it was actually my camera that I had for school when I was taking photography. So I took photography in year 12. I had a little vlogging camera. I had a little Fujifilm little digital camera thing that I actually bought like years ago, and I just started vlogging on that. Yes, the quality wasn't great and I have since upgraded. I mean, your quality kind of does matter, but I also don't think you should go out and buy the newest of the newest or the most expensive camera. Like you can definitely get good quality content on something small, but yeah, I just knew personally I didn't want to start on a phone. I wanted to start on a camera, although I know a lot of people vlog and film videos on their iPhones. A lot of people probably do the same on their Samsungs. I mean, if you've got the storage on your phone to be able to do it, I would definitely just suggest starting out that way. The camera that I currently use is the Canon G7X Mark II, which to be honest I do feel like I I do need to get a new one because I've had this one for like 4 years and sometimes the focusing can go a little bit in and out, which you guys will know if you've watched any of my videos in the past. But at the moment it's just not on my budget, so I'm just sticking with the camera that I've got and it works fine. I'm just being very picky. Obviously if you do want to invest in a nice camera to start off with, then by all means go for it, but you definitely don't have to spend a lot of money, which I think a lot of people have the wrong idea that they do. Your quality of your video isn't going to make people subscribe to you, like the actual, like what your content is makes people subscribe to you. But I mean, if your quality is okay but your content ideas are really good, then that's what will keep people around. And then I guess following on from that, if you do decide that you want to use your phone or your camera, you might need to get a tripod to get your heights and everything right. Obviously you don't have to, you can quite easily make tripods by just piling a whole heap of stuff on top of each other. That's what I did when I was filming my sit down videos in Hawke's Bay, because all of my tripods were up here in Auckland. You definitely don't need to spend money on a tripod, but for me personally I like having a tripod. It's a little bit more stable. So I have a couple that I use, so I guess I'll show you guys my main one. So it's currently the tripod that I'm using at the moment, but I have this tripod here. So this one is the Pudney, just says P18202 large camera tripod. It extends to 2 different heights with a winding crank neck for further extension. Features an easy access quick release shoe that will fit most cameras and camcorders, which I mean it fits my Canon G7X Mark II fine, and it includes a handy accessory hook, which it does. Yeah, so on this particular one they've got like a Canon, one of the Canon E series. Yeah, you've got like the 2 different heights here, so you can extend it different heights. When I do my try on shots I usually extend it fully. Normal sit down videos I just extend it once, and it seems to work fine, and it just makes my camera a little bit more stable, and it means that I don't have to worry about, you know, sitting so close to something so that I'm not too far away, or I don't have to like rearrange my whole room to get like a good setup. So that's kind of my main tripod. And then the other tripod that I do have is this little handheld tripod. It is a little bit wobbly, so I do feel like I need to probably figure out how to tighten this a little bit. It's probably this actually, but again it's got a little screw top. It can quite easily fit my Canon, and then it kind of extends out and you can kind of move it. I just would need to unscrew it to be able to move it. But these little handheld ones are great if you're vlogging, if you don't want to hold your camera. I personally don't use this to vlog. I prefer like holding it, but if I need to get like a certain shot where I don't need a full big tripod, then little tripods like this are great. I actually bought this second hand at a school gala, and I'm pretty sure they gave it to me for free because they were having trouble selling it. So I mean, you could even just like put your camera on this and put it on like a desk and use that as a tripod if you don't want to spend a lot on a tripod. Again, you don't even need to spend money on a tripod, you can just pile things up. Like it really comes down to you and how much you want to spend and how much you kind of want to put into it. But again, you don't need to spend a lot of money to have a very successful YouTube channel. So now that we've kind of talked about tripods, we'll talk about lighting. So there is really 2 different types of lighting when it comes to your videos. You've either got natural or artificial. So most of the time up here in Auckland I try and use natural lighting because I've got 2 windows right either side of the camera. So usually the best thing to do is to film in front of a window. That's generally how you get the best lighting, and I have found filming on cloudy days is the best because then you don't have the sun kind of coming and going behind the clouds, and you don't have like the sun glare. Whereas I know some of my videos in Hawke's Bay, I mean I had a bit of freedom on what days I would film, but if there was like a specific day that I needed to film because I was busy the rest of the week, if it was sunny it was sunny. Even so, I would set up my camera in front of my sliding door just so that I would have natural light coming in. Definitely if you can film in front of a window, then you don't need to go out and spend a whole lot of money on artificial lighting. The only thing with natural lighting though is that you do have certain times of when you can film. So I personally like to film in the morning. If it's not daylight savings, usually I'll film from like 10 to either like 3, like somewhere in those periods when the light is the best, because obviously if it's not daylight savings it starts to get dark around like 4 or 5. If it's daylight savings I've got a little bit more freedom, so I can kind of film from like 10 till like 7 when it's still light outside. Today I started filming at 11. It is currently almost like 12:15, so yeah, I mean this is the lighting that I'm getting. I feel like it's okay. I'm hoping it's not too dark, and obviously if your walls are white that helps as well. So yeah, definitely if you can use natural lighting and you don't have a lot of money to spend on lighting, then do it. I actually find it better than artificial lighting. But if you don't have the option to film in front of a window, or your walls are like a certain color and you can't use natural lighting, then that is where your artificial lighting comes in. So I have one of these little ring lights here. This one is just from Kmart. I don't think they sell this particular one anymore, but I think they sell a slightly bigger one. You can get little ring lights where you can just sit your camera in the middle of this, and then the brightness kind of reflects onto you and it just kind of brightens up your whole space. I find this one quite good. It does come with a little tripod as well. It's got 3 different settings. I just use it on the natural one though. So yeah, little ring lights are great like this, or you can also get massive like soft boxes that you can put on either side of your camera to kind of get like a whole room lit up situation. And yeah, it definitely can come in handy if you have like a busy day and you need to get a video up but you don't have time to film unless it's at night, or again if you just don't have good spaces in your house where you can get natural lighting, then artificial lighting is really good. Some of them are quite pricey, but you can find affordable options that will kind of tie you over for a little bit until you can invest in better quality ones. So again, it really comes down to how much you want to spend and what your situation is. I know in our apartment I would always use the ring light because I couldn't really get good natural lighting in the bedroom because the windows were on the side, and our room was really small that I couldn't fit my tripod in between the bed and the window. Alrighty, so then we're going to talk about the third thing, which is software. So this is obviously once you've had your ideas, once you've filmed your video. Now it comes to editing. So that means editing videos and editing thumbnails. So I feel like this is kind of where it gets a bit tricky and price can kind of come into it. I know for me personally, I was using Windows Live Movie Maker up until the end of 2019, I want to say, and then that died. Essentially, it would just corrupt all my footage, and I think because it had been made in 2012, like it was just very like outdated. So it is very difficult to find a nice free editing program that doesn't have the little watermark on the bottom with where you've edited the video. If you want to spend money on a YouTube channel, if it's going to be in any area, it is going to be in this. And yeah, it just comes down to whether you want to spend money, whether you don't. I personally have bought an editing software, so I now currently use Filmora, which I did have to pay for. They do have a free version, but it has the little watermark on the bottom, and they have different ways you can pay. You have like a monthly, an annually, or like a once off fee, and I paid the once off fee, so I think it cost me like 130 New Zealand dollars, which isn't too much money in the scheme of things, but it is still a lot of money to drop on an editing software. But for me it was worth it because I've just paid it once, and I paid that last year, and now I don't have to pay it again. All I have to be is logged into my account and it registers that I've got that subscription. And Filmora does everything I need it to do. It allows me to overlay footage, it allows me to put text on my videos, put pictures on my videos. It is very easy for me to use. I find with a lot of editing softwares they can be quite confusing and they can take up a lot of room on your computer. I know a couple of other popular ones are, I think it's the DaVinci Resolve is another good one that a lot of people use, or Final Cut Pro, which I did look at, but I think that's about $90 per month, and at the moment I just can't afford that. I would rather pay $130 for a lifetime. Or iMovie is another popular one. I just think with iMovie you can only use it on a Mac or an Apple computer, so if you don't have one of those you can't use iMovie, but I think you've got to pay for iMovie as well. Yeah, you've really got to weigh up the pros and cons here, and also how easy the editing program is to use, because I have been onto some editing programs and it has been so confusing, and I've even like YouTubed how to do things and it has been so difficult, and Filmora for me is just so easy. So yeah, I love it. It does lag sometimes, which is not ideal. Like if I open and close my program so many times, it is what it is, and at the moment it's the only editing program I found that is easy for me to use and doesn't cost me a lot. So again, comes down to you how much you want to spend, if you want to spend anything at all, and how easy or difficult and how much room you've got on your computer, and yeah, how you find it basically. Then with making thumbnails, I feel like this is a little bit easier. So again, you can get so many good free apps to make thumbnails. I personally use Pixlr on the computer. I just search it up on the internet and use it. It's really easy, it's free, and I can easily like add text, add pictures onto whatever, and then I just download it as a JPEG, and then I upload the JPEG into the little thumbnail bit when you go to upload your video on YouTube. And it's nice and simple. I know a lot of people use Canva and PicMonkey. I know there are a couple of popular ones, and yeah, I mean, you could even edit thumbnails on your phone. Like, it would be so easy with the amount of editing apps that there are out there, like picture editing apps. It'd be really easy to find one for free. Again, you can pay for things if you want like them to be a little bit more fancy or whatever, but yeah, I use Pixlr. It's great, it's fine. Yeah, and thumbnails usually are like pretty quick to edit. I know some people like design their own and then import it into the computer, so you can also do that. And then the fourth and final category are just some tips. So I think I've got some uploading tips and just tips about YouTube in general. The first tip, and I think the first thing that people don't realize, is that it takes a lot of time. I don't want to say don't start a YouTube channel if you've got a busy schedule, but if you don't have a lot of free time and you're wanting to have a successful YouTube channel, I don't know if those two are gonna quite go hand in hand. Like, for me personally, I film my videos in bulk. I know some people just film like one and then will edit it and then upload it on the same day. I can't do that. I have tried and I just get way too exhausted. So usually I will film about 3 to 4 videos in one go. The most I've ever done is 6, but then that really drains me. Usually I'm filming from about 10 or 11 up until about 3, 4 or 5, depending how many videos I am filming and what the content of those videos are. So filming takes a lot of time, and then editing for me, like I was editing an 8-minute video last night and it took me an hour. I am a very picky editor and I was overlaying a lot of footage, but usually if I have a half-an-hour video, it will take me about 2.5 hours to edit. If I have a 2.5-hour vlog, usually it will take me a few days to edit. So editing takes hours, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. YouTube does take a lot of time. It is so worth it for me. Like, I feel like I'm quite a busy person, so even me trying to like fit things in or fit where I can like edit for an hour here, edit for a couple of hours there, can get kind of difficult for me. I mean, it gives me something to do in my spare time as well, which is good, but yeah, it definitely takes a lot of time, so be prepared for that if you are looking at starting a channel. My next tip is for uploading, and that is to upload regularly. So you won't get a follower base if you upload once a month and then wait like another 2 months and then upload. If you want to be successful on YouTube, you need to have a regular upload schedule. Obviously, I am not like a massive YouTuber. I am just over like 730 subs. I mean, I'm not like famous by any means. I'm not a pro YouTuber by any means. But this is just what I've learned from being on here for so many years. But yeah, you need to be consistent with uploading for people to want to follow you at least once a week. I would say as a minimum if you really want to start growing a following. I try and upload twice a week. That seems to work for me, and I think if your subscribers know that you're going to upload 2 videos a week, the more likely to stick around. I know a lot of people as well find it good when they stick to certain days or certain times that they upload. I just personally can't do that with my schedule, especially because I pick up shifts now and then at work because I work in retail, so it's very like up and down. I can't commit to like a certain day. When I was in Hawke's Bay, I was uploading on Mondays and Saturdays, I think, and that worked really well, but that's because I wasn't working that whole time. I was in Hawke's Bay because Auckland was in lockdown, and I did actually find my follower base went up quite a lot when I was uploading on those certain days, so that also helps. And if you have like a specific time that you can upload as well, that really helps, so then your subscribers know that there's going to be a video on this day at this time. The next tip is kind of optional, but I think it looks better, and that is to have some sort of theme, whether that is like running through your content, or whether that is the way your thumbnails look, or whether that is the way your overall channel looks. I feel like I'm kind of in the process of figuring out a theme, if I'm honest. I've changed up my branding a little bit and I really like the way that it looks. I'm just trying to make my thumbnails reflect that. But yeah, having some sort of theme makes your channel look aesthetically pleasing, and if it looks pleasing to the eye, then people are more likely to stick around as well. Again, if you don't want to have a theme, that is completely fine. The next tip I have is for uploading, and that is to use tags. When you upload, you have the title section, you have the description section, then you have the playlists, then I think you have like your thumbnail, and then you have like whether it's suitable for kids or not, and then you have more options. If you go into more options, there's a section for tags, and if you write like your channel name and like what your video is about and stuff, it helps get your video out there when people are searching for a particular type of video. For example, like, I don't know, New Zealand thrift haul, and you've tagged your video New Zealand thrift haul, it's gonna pop up, so then people are more likely to see it. And tags are really easy to do. You just write in something and then you just comma and it will make it a tag. And this was a tip that I got told when I first started my channel, and it made the world of a difference. Yeah, just helps you gain a following. The next tip, again, is a really difficult one for people to understand, and that is to know that you will get hate. No matter what you do in life, you cannot make everyone like you. I have definitely received my fair of hate over my time being on YouTube, whether that is people hating on how you look, a certain feature that they like to point out of you, whether that is your content, whether it is the quality of your videos, whatever it is, you will get hate. And I think be prepared for that. Don't be so naive to think that you won't get hate and that everyone will like you. I feel like for my first few years on YouTube, I didn't really get a lot of hate, and then the more subscribers I've been getting, the more people start to comment hate. Just know that it's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them and how they're feeling, and they're just projecting how they feel onto you. And I used to reply to hate comments and try and like kind of like one up the other person, but now I just delete them because I just think there's no point like wasting your breath on someone. And like someone that is going to comment hate is just sitting at the computer just scrolling through YouTube and just commenting hate on people's videos, and I just feel like that's a really sad way to live your life. I think imagining them commenting the hate and what their life looks like helps it to not affect you so much, and just know that they're probably going through something and they don't really know how to express it without, you know, having to go at someone else. So don't take hate personally. It is not a reflection of you. It is not a reflection of how you're doing on YouTube. It is a reflection of the person that is commenting hate, and the easiest thing is just to delete the comment and ignore them. And then the last two tips that I have are on a little bit more of a positive note. The second to last tip that I have is only upload videos that you're proud of. Don't upload videos if you aren't happy with how they look, you aren't happy with how they came out. Don't just upload for the sake of uploading. There have been many weeks that I haven't uploaded a second video because I haven't, you know, felt like I've edited it right, or I don't feel in the right headspace to upload. And I think people can tell when they're watching your videos if a video is half-assed or if it's general and genuine. So yeah, definitely just stick to videos that you're proud of. I never upload a video unless I am proud of it and 100% happy with how it's come out, because I'm really fussy and I'm very particular, and I just want things that I upload to be a reflection of what I've been able to do and not just something half-assed. And then the last tip that I have, and the last thing I think that I have for this video, is to have fun. There is no point doing YouTube if you don't enjoy it. There is no point starting a channel just to become famous either. You shouldn't go into it wanting to become famous. You should go into it because you enjoy it, you have fun with it, and it's a creative outlet for you. Don't just upload videos that you don't like because you think they will do well, because if you don't enjoy the video, people will be able to sense that. Yeah, definitely have the right mindset with your channel, and yeah, do it because you enjoy it, do it because you love it, do it because you want to inspire other people, not just because you want to get that coin, because that coin doesn't always come. Look at me, I've been on YouTube for like almost 6-7 years and still am not earning a cent from it. So, you know, but I do it because I enjoy it, and that is the main thing. I think because it does take so much time, if you don't enjoy it, there is no point putting your time and energy into it. So there we go, guys. That is my video all about how to start a YouTube channel. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Hopefully you guys found this interesting. Maybe you guys realized how difficult YouTube actually is to do. If you do want to start a YouTube channel, go for it. Definitely give it a crack. I wish you the absolute best. And if you've just started a YouTube channel, then I hope you found this video helpful. And yeah, hopefully you're loving it as much as I am. Don't forget to turn on the notifications. Check out my social media. My social media is always linked down below, by the way. And yeah, if you do want to see any of these other kind of like how-to style videos, let me know down below as well what you guys would want to see, and I will do my best to film them. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!